What's going on, everyone? This is Mitch with SC Weather. I hope y'all been having a good start to your day. Happy Halloween, by the way. I've been kind of quiet on YouTube, on my social media, if you follow me on that, on Twitter and Facebook. Sometimes you just got to take a break. Social media can be very consuming. Even doing this can. You have a passion, but you can't let it consume you. So I've had to take a little bit of a break. So I'm sorry I wasn't very active during Zeta. I just kind of had to step away from it all and just have some personal time for me and my family and things like that. But I'm going to gradually begin to work back into things, but it's going to be a slow process. But I'm here to give you all a little update. This coming week looks to be some things to talk about, including some of the, well, it looks like to be the coldest shot of air of the season so far this year for sure. And again, some more tropical activity to potentially affect our area. It's potential. It's just kind of there. GFS is showing it. But let's talk about this cool air first. It's Halloween. It's going to be cool out there. It doesn't look like temperatures tonight are going to drop off quite as much as they did last night. But for sure, it's going to be kind of a chilly day, a breezy day. It's going to be a full moon tonight. It's going to look awesome. It's just going to look like Halloween for sure. But by the way, before we get deep in this video, my YouTube growth has slowed significantly, mainly because I've quit posting as much because there's just not as much to talk about. Second is because I want more detail in my video. I want to be able to talk more about things and just focus on the just making my videos better. So instead of just throwing quick videos together, I do want to make these videos a little bit better. And keep in mind, I storm chase too. When there's a good storm that I don't have to drive 500 miles to go chase, I definitely am a storm chaser too. So keep that in mind if you want to see significant and severe weather here across the state of South Carolina, here in the Carolinas and things like that. But check it out. So temperatures, chilly tonight. We get into Sunday night. A big front moves through, and this will be the coldest air of the season. Potential widespread frost, especially for the upstate, for sure. The entire western Carolinas and the mountains, almost the entire state of Tennessee, will get below freezing Monday morning, and I do think that maybe some frost advisories are going to be posted out for parts of the upstate. I wouldn't be surprised if areas out in the country and stuff like that get below freezing or just touch freezing, especially the mountains of South Carolina and things like that. Chilly morning across the southeast Monday morning. And, what's even more impressive is how much the temperatures do not warm Monday. Monday is going to be a very cold November day. Sun is going to be out. It's going to be beautiful, but it's going to be kind of like a winter day instead of a fall day. Temperatures across South Carolina, highs in the 50s, even chillier in North Carolina, 60s in Georgia, and all those are high temperatures expected according to the GFS. We begin to moderate. Another chilly night, Tuesday night. Temperatures in the 30s widespread and 40s across the state of South Carolina. And but the temperatures begin to warm. I think it'll be a beautiful week still. We get into Wednesday, temperatures in the 60s. And, one thing we need to start watching this area down there. But beautiful week as far as temperatures. But one thing we need to watch out is the tropics for sure. We're going to talk about that here. We're not going to get super detailed, but I'm going to talk about what I see. The next name in the Greek alphabet is Eta or Ada or Edda, however way you want to say it. I'll say Eta. And this is kind of the area that I believe it's 96L. And I'll double check that. But this is the area of disturbance that has a 90% chance to develop into a depression or a named storm here in the next 5 days. And it's going to be marching kind of west across the Caribbean here. And there it is. It's even impressive just as a disturbance. It almost looks like a depression to me. And honestly, that in today's kind of world, that can maybe get away with a storm. But for now, it's not been named really a tropical depression. It might today sometime. But it is impressive area convection for sure. And it's going to be marching west. And it's an area we need to watch. And I'll show you why. Temperatures are still, pretty warm in this area of the Caribbean, in the Western Caribbean. It's definitely not cool, But I mean, the Gulf of Mexico is then take a beating from hurricanes this year, so it's starting to cool down. But this is what I want to show y'all. So this is Tuesday. I'm going to initialize this for Tuesday. This is the disturbance right here that can really likely form into Eta. Check it out. It kind of meanders right here, but some steering currents allow it to pull north, and this is the classic way tropical systems like to go this time of the year. Tomorrow is the start of November. This is getting into super rare territory right here. But this is just the GFS, and the 12Z is going to come out soon. It might show something totally different. But take in mind, the GFS has done a very good job, I think, in the mid-range. It's kind of showing areas to watch. But check it out. This is an all-out hurricane just south of Cuba, starting to ride north, and we're getting in later in the week into Thursday. And this is why the temperatures begin to get maybe not uncomfortable in the southeast, but you start to lose that dry air, that low humidity. It's because you get an influx of moisture that begins to work into the southeast. So, and here it comes, bashes Cuba, and we're getting into next weekend now. So it's not super super far out, but it is pretty decently far out. And you got a hurricane wanting to ride up the peninsula of Florida, and which would ultimately affect our weather next weekend if the GFS plays out. Massive storm, a lot of moisture, a hurricane just riding up through, and it just kind of doesn't have much to go, and it just dwindles away. So here it is. This is something we have to watch. It's just that classic path that storms take late in hurricane season. And this would be, man, we broke so many records. This would break a record that might not be broke again for years if this was to occur. And I'll be honest, guys, I'm not trying to hype, but I would not be surprised if this materializes. I mean, it seems like every time the GFS sniffs out something ends up developing. The GFS has actually done well with hurricane season this year, but there it is. Just hits. Florida's dodged some bullets, but it wouldn't dodge that bullet. But I want to show you this too, because the European does not agree. It does show the system right here. You might see this little area right here, and it does develop it maybe into a tropical storm, maybe a low-end hurricane, probably a tropical storm, but it kind of just rams it into Mexico. Not Mexico, but just areas down here, and it can't really get any wheels going to get north, and it kind of just dissipates on land right in this area. But that's another outliner. GFS is an outliner. You can call them all outliners at this point, because we really don't know what it's going to do. But the Euro just has it ramming into land, going west, going into this area down here. And so it just doesn't form. It doesn't do anything what the GFS does. And we're smooth sailing here in the lower 48. So I do want to show you this pattern recognition here. So you get a big trough. This is the big dip in the jet stream that brings us our cool weather Monday. You're going to get that out of here. Temperatures begin to moderate throughout the week, and we're getting into Wednesday right here. And here's that storm coming up. You get a weakness kind of in the pattern that allows it to kind of move up before another huge dip in the jet stream moves up. But really, this thing has space. It has area to move into. You get a trough here, but you kind of have an opening right here for it to kind of move north into. So we just got to watch this. This is the GFS, obviously. And, you look at shear. It would be battling shear on top of the storm big time, but it's just plowing right into it. Check it out down here. But there's no dry air really circled around it. It's just all on one side of it. So it kind of just fights that off and goes into the lower 48. So, it's just something that's out there. It's something we have to watch. And, who knows if it'll materialize. But I do want to give y'all an update because, it might be a big weather maker next weekend. Who knows? But that's all I got, guys. Y'all have an awesome and safe Halloween. And I'll be up here giving updates. But, I'm just, like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm just taking a little bit of a step back a little bit and not letting this hobby, if you will, consume me, because it can be very consuming because it's a passion and you enjoy doing it. But at the same time, you got to realize that there's just more important things like your family, your kids, your faith, and things like that. So that's all I got. Like I said again, y'all have a safe day, and God bless all y'all.